I just got in from work, and I just thought I'd come out here and sit on the porch for just a little bit. There's a pretty good breeze blowing, and the birds are singing. I'd like to get this video uploaded this afternoon. I've had a lot of people wanting to know what's going on with my guest house / she shed, I guess. And I thought, well, I've got enough footage right now that we can go ahead and show you what we've got done. We still have some things to do. It's not all the way done yet, and I want to finish up my video on it when it's completely done. So anyways, I think I'll go ahead and show you what Mr. Brown has done. And Mr. Brown has worked very hard on this guest house. You know, most of y'all that have been watching this for a long time, y'all know that Mr. Brown and I built a one-room cabin, and that's what we live in right now, because we're getting ready here in probably about 4 or 5 years to retire, and we didn't want the big house and the big farm and everything that goes with it. We done it for so many years, and we loved it when we was doing it. We raised our kids doing it, and you know, our family before us done it, but we just want to settle down a little bit, and we still are homesteaders. We do it on 20 acres in the middle of the woods. We grow our own food, and of course we have chickens, so we have our own eggs. We don't have our own beef anymore, or pork, but we do plan on maybe eventually, not as much the beef, but maybe Danny and I both raised hogs. We both grew up raising lots and lots of hogs and butchering them. So we might do that. We probably won't get no more cattle, but we have enough cattle farmers around here that any time that we need and can afford a side of beef to be processed, that's what we do. In fact, we're waiting on meat right now from the meat locker. You can't hardly get your meat in right now to get them processed. There's some places that are booked up plumb till next year. So anyways, so we're waiting on our beef, but we're just wanting a little slower paced. We've always lived, you know, a simple life, but really not that simple, because we were going day and night, it seemed like, especially with 4 kids at the house and raising cattle and everything else. We done hay, and we cut fescue, and we run our own grocery and feed business for several years too. Danny has always had 2 or 3 jobs, and I've always worked a couple of jobs, so we've always been real busy. So it's just time for us to settle down. So that's why we scaled down, and I'm so happy we done it. And I love living in this cabin in the middle of the woods. We do have a good-sized garden that gives us plenty of food, and I do a lot of canning and stuff like that. But with us building this one-room cabin, and I'm going to do another tour of the cabin sometime. I tell you, things have been so busy. We've had so many projects going on, and that's not even including the garden. The garden takes up a lot of my time, and so that causes Mr. Brown to be out in my guest house doing a lot of the work by himself, but he's done a good job. But getting back to the guest house, that's why I went ahead and I saved my money up and bought me a portable shed, and the people let me pick out my colors of, you know, the roof and the siding color and all that. So once I got to pick out all my colors, and I wanted 2 windows in it, and then the front door, I didn't want one of those solid white doors that usually come on storage buildings, so I got to pick that out. But anyways, our goal was for this to be my she shed. I needed storage space for my stuff because I got my Christmas stuff, my holiday stuff, pictures, dishes that I don't use all the time, just odds and ends that I kept in Danny's storage shed, which kept him from really having the room he needed. So anyways, we bought this 8x16, I believe, storage shed, and it's sitting up on cement blocks, so it's up off the ground, and it'll be there for many years. It's a very, very well built storage building. We get it from Bald Eagle Barns from Cave City, Arkansas. But we needed a guest house. We needed another room because we only have 1 bedroom, we have 1 bath. But it's not like we have people come stay with us all the time, except for my grandkids. And 99.9% of the times they sleep with us. So anyways, I needed a place of storage, and I needed a little guest house, and it's going to be really nice. It is going to be off-grid. It will have a compost toilet, and that's just mainly for emergency uses at night and stuff. In other words, you know, when somebody's staying here, they can use my bathroom, my shower and stuff. But it's a nice little area, and I'm really proud of it. It's got 2 lofts in it where I can store all my stuff up there. And it's just neat to have. It's like my own little she shed, so I put my own personality into it. And every time, you know, I get to go to a flea market or something and pick something up, that's where I'll put it, because that little building is just a part of who I am, and Mr. Brown. So anybody that stays in it, I hope will enjoy it. I just wanted to explain to y'all just a little bit of why we bought the little building and why we're making it into a guest house. My little cabin, which we love dearly, and if somebody give me the money to build a mansion, I wouldn't do it. I'd still be living in my little cabin. That's how much we love it. And I hope that people, you know, will be able to come see me, and they'll have room to stay, and, you know, have their own little privacy, and, you know, their own little bedroom. So it's all worked out. And Mr. Brown's working hard on it. So anyways, that's what this video is. It's just little bits and pieces of him working on the she shed guest house. But our second video on the guest house will be probably the finished product. It'll be where it's done. It's kind of like me and Danny will say it just lacks a little bit of lipstick and rouge, and that's about what it lacks right now. So we're still working on that and get it all purdied up for y'all. So anyways, like I said, some of y'all been asking about it, so I just thought I'd get on here and show you where we're at right now. And I want to take this time too. Mr. Brown's still at work, and he'll be back on here, and he'll probably talk to you too. But I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart and Mr. Brown's heart for the support and the love that y'all have given us this far in our journey here on YouTube. You know, I don't watch a lot of TV, and I'm a person I like to learn. I've been homesteading all my life, I've been cooking all my life, but that don't mean that I don't learn something new every day. And I would get on YouTube and I'd watch people canning and gardening and cooking, and I learned so much. And you know, I had several people just tell me, Lori, you need to do a channel. And my biggest supporter was Miss Vicky from Vicky's Country Home, and she helped me get my foot in the door, and I did, and I'm so happy I did, because I met so many wonderful people. But Danny and I still work a full-time job since all this virus and stuff has happened. We were off work for a while, but we started back this week. So it's a very busy time. I'm very busy in my garden. My garden is part of my life and my home. The front of my home is a garden, the back of my house is a garden, the side of my there's just garden everywhere, because that's just where I'd rather be than anywhere, I guess. But anyways, let's watch this video and we'll see how far Mr. Brown is with the building. And like I said, there'll be another one. There'll be another one of the finishing product of the building. So anyways, I love you guys. And I hope y'all are staying well and everything's good. I hope your gardens are growing. And I want y'all to come back and see me. So hang around and watch the rest of the video, and I'll see you in a couple days. And trimming the windows and doors out just really made a big difference. Mr. Brown found this old antique door for me, and he's cleaning it up, wiping some of the old paint off and making it look distressed. I'm not going to show you yet what I'm using this old door for. And he done such a good job on the compost toilet. It reminds me of our outhouse. Took the toilet seat and traced around it and then cut out the hole. He done a good job. This is the front and the back of the compost toilet, and I thought it'd look better if it was stained. He painted the top so that it'd be easier to clean. On our next guest house video, you'll get to see the finished product. So Mr. Brown and I decided that we like the rusty side of the tin better than the shiny side when it comes to the underpinning. The shiny side, when it was out, it just stood out up against the stained siding we've got. And plus we like the primitive rustic look, so we like it pretty good. We'll have to put a gutter up. And I'll probably eventually get me another rain barrel. And at some point, we'll probably put some kind of a porch on for it. For right now, we're just using stairs. And this is your view if you're sitting here in front of the guest house. And down there at the bottom of the cottage is where we're going to dig a big, pretty good sized pond someday. Hopefully by this fall. And this is your view from the guest house or even our house. All around you is woods and trees. Ever so often you'll see a deer come out and walk across in front of you. You may see a squirrel. Well, you will see a squirrel, a bunch of them. The birds, listening to the birds singing. At night, you hear the whippoorwills are singing. But I do love it up here on this hill in the middle of the woods. It's so quiet and peaceful. No noise. And over here in the corner of the chat, we're going to put in a fire pit so you can roast hot dogs or make coffee. Well, it's almost completed. We're still working on, like I said, a little bit of lipstick and rouge to pretty it up. But Mr. Brown has worked so hard to get it done. Plus everything else he's doing on the homestead. Maybe this gives somebody an idea. But I just know we needed the extra space for our guests and our family. So I appreciate y'all coming along with us and being interested in these videos. It's another project that we're just about finished with here on the homestead. So maybe we can go on with our next project. Mr. Brown needs a good woodshed and a small barn. Hopefully next week we'll have another video out on the finished project. So y'all come back and see us, everybody. And God bless.